Welcome back to Keep It Real Boxing. This is CypherBox, and just read an article on BoxingScene.com where Floyd Money Mayweather has basically challenged Top Rank Promotions to open up their books to show what kind of paydays they are giving their fighters. So basically, this is coming on the back of obviously all this stuff with Lomachenko and stuff like that. And Floyd Mayweather, he believes that Top Rank are underpaying their fighters. Okay, and he's used Lomachenko as an example for this, and basically said that he's renamed Top Rank to Bottom Rank. That's what he calls them himself personally. That's his opinion. And that, hence the little meme that you can see on the screen and the thumbnail that I used for this, that I put together, where it says Bottom Rank on the screen. But basically, he's challenging. He says to Bob Arum and Top Rank that, open up your books and show us what kind of paydays you're giving to your fighters. That he feels that Top Rank are basically screwing fighters on their roster, who are on their rosters. And he used Lomachenko as an example. And I'm just going to read out what Mayweather had to say. Now look, he got $1.2 million. This is a guy who won 2 gold medals, and this is a guy they are talking about as pound for pound the best fighter in boxing. He's making 1.2 million. I would rather be not known as the best pound for pound fighter in boxing and get paid 6, 7 or 8 million a fight. That's just my look at it. If you want to take big risks, you can get rewarded. I take nothing away from Lomachenko. He has to look at his promoter. He's been treating fighters bad for over 40 years. As soon as I got away from him, as soon as I got away from Bob Arum, instantly I started making crazy money. If Lomachenko got $1.2 million and the other boy got $400,000, that's 1.6 million combined. I got fighters making that. I thought this was some huge fight, some colossal fight. If it's that big of a fight, the money has got to be better. So Lomachenko, tell your promoter to pay you. I like you, I like his movement, his speed, I respect him as a fighter. At the end of the day, learn the business part. Tell your promoter to pay you. You got 1.2 million and you should have got 2.5 million. If Bottom Rank is a top company in boxing, all I want to do is I want to see the paydays. We're going to pull up the paydays from the different fighters at Top Rank. We're going to pull up the paydays, and then I'm going to show you what these guys should be getting and why they are underpaid. He also talked about Tank Davis, and this is what he had to say. Tank has a promoter. Tank can come to me and say, Floyd, this is a fight that I want. At the end of the day, I'm going to say there is no rush. You're still young. If you want to fight, there's plenty of fights. You've got a lot of fights left in you. You're only 22 or just turned 23. He's got 15 years left. But if you rush and take all the hard fights now, then you won't make it to 38 or 39 in the boxing business. There's no rush, Mayweather said. At the end of the day, I got nothing against Lomachenko. Just don't try to disrespect any fighter who is with me. Tank ain't hiding from you. Tank wants to fight you. He asked me about you on more than one occasion. Me, as a mentor and a father figure, I told him there's no rush. Okay, so that's what Floyd Mayweather had to say regarding Top Rank and Bob Arum and how they're paying their fighters. Look, put it this way, yeah, I don't agree with everything Floyd Mayweather says, but I kind of have to agree with him on this point regarding Lomachenko anyway. Put it this way, Lomachenko is seen as pound for pound #1 in boxing. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of stock in the whole pound for pound thing, but I'm going to do a separate video on that explaining why. But that's how he's seen, yeah? That's how Bob Arum is pushing him. That's how ESPN are pushing him. That's how HBO before ESPN were pushing Lomachenko, saying that he is pound for pound #1 just after 10 or 11 fights. Okay, Bob Arum was also on record saying that Lomachenko is greater than Muhammad Ali, he's greater than Sugar Ray Leonard, he's greater than Floyd Mayweather, he's greater than Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, he has said that. He said it on numerous occasions. Yeah, if that's the case, then that means, say that is true. I don't agree with that. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to let you know now. I don't agree with that at all. But if that is the case, then what you're telling me is that Lomachenko is the greatest boxer in the history of boxing. Because if you're greater than those names, especially Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard, according to Bob Arum, that means you're the greatest boxer. Just after 11 fights, you are now the greatest boxer in the history of the sport of boxing. Now, that's what he's basically saying. And if you agree with that, then I seriously have to question your motives, your agenda, and your boxing knowledge. Because that is not the case. Lomachenko is not greater than any of those fighters. I'm sorry. Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, Muhammad Ali, or even Sugar Ray Leonard. Okay? He is not. Now, let's say, for example, that is the case. Yeah? Let's believe Bob on what he's saying. Then surely, if you're the greatest boxer in the history of boxing, and that's what Bob Arum said, you know, by making that comment, and you're number one pound for pound in the sport currently, shouldn't you be making more money than $1.2 million? Like, shouldn't you be up there like in those 3s and those 4s and the 5 millions by now? And then later on you should be making that Anthony Joshua sort of money that he's kind of pulling right now? No? I think I have to say I have to agree with Floyd Mayweather. If that's the case, and Lomachenko is number one pound for pound, he's greater than Muhammad Ali, he's greater than Sugar Ray Leonard, he's greater than Floyd Mayweather, he's greater than Manny Pacquiao, then surely that means he's the greatest boxer in the history of the sport of boxing. If he's better than all those, especially Muhammad Ali and Leonard, right? He's said it a number of occasions now in interviews, etc. I've been hearing. You know what I mean? So if that's the case, then he should be making a hell of a lot more money than $1.2 million. Right? And also he should be fighting the top elite in the sport of boxing by now. And he's not. So explain those paydays to me. Explain to me why is he making just $1.2 million for his last fight, or $1 million before the fight before that, or a few $100,000 or whatever it was. You know, it doesn't make sense. This is where, you know, people, you know, individuals like Bob Arum get caught out. Because if you're saying he's that great, then pay him more money. Why are you not paying him more money? You know, with Lomachenko's popularity right now, he's one of the most popular boxers on the face of the planet. Right or wrong? Right, yeah? And then you're throwing all this other extra stuff on top of it, you know, which is a way of manipulating casual and ignorant boxing fans. And I always say ignorant boxing fans. I don't want people to get insulted by what I'm saying. Most people think of the word ignorant and think, oh, you're calling me stupid immediately. No, it's not. That's not the meaning of, let's squash this right now. The word ignorant means lacking in knowledge. Yeah? And that's what I'm saying. When you're lacking in knowledge in a certain subject. And that's what I say when I say ignorant boxing fans. They're lacking knowledge, or they're unable to read between the lines. And I totally agree. If Lomachenko is that great, and he's all that Bob Arum says he is, then surely he should be making more money. That's how I see it anyway. You know, that's my opinion on it. You know, I don't usually agree with a lot of things Floyd Mayweather says. Don't get me wrong, I don't agree with everything he says. But on this subject, I'll probably have to agree with him a little bit. That when you put a fighter like Lomachenko, who is a very good fighter, a very talented individual, no doubt about that. I'm never going to take that away from him. I'm always going to give him credit for the talent he possesses. But when you take a fighter like Lomachenko with his talent, and then you put him on this pedestal, like Bob Arum's trying to do, in order to manipulate boxing fans and the general public and the ignorant boxing fans out there, then, you know, you're going to get caught out. Because then someone like Floyd Mayweather comes along and says, well, hold on, if he's pound for pound number one and he's this great and he's greater than me and all these other fighters, why is he not getting paid more money? Right? So here's a question to you guys. Yeah. This isn't about whether Lomachenko's a good fighter, a really good fighter, or where he sits on the pound for pound list. This is about, do you think Lomachenko is getting the money he should be getting for the fights that he's having. You know, if you're someone who's an advocate and believes in what Bob Arum's telling everyone, then surely you should be thinking to yourself, well, hold on, yeah, you should be like, well, hold on, Bob, why aren't you paying him more money if he's that great? You know, smart boxing fans out there will be able to see the BS in this and turn around and say, yeah, look, listen, you know what? Exactly, this proves it. You know what I mean? If he's that great, then pay him. You know, smart boxing fans will see the truth, obviously, out of all of this. But those who are such die-hard Lomachenko fans, the fanboys and the ones who believe everything Bob Arum and ESPN are telling them, and even HBO in the past, you know, you need to ask some questions there then, don't you? Anyway, as always guys, like, share and subscribe. Until next time, this is Cypherbox reminding you to keep it real.